It's time for some theory time. Hey guys, what's up? It's AJ. I'm back here with another video. Today I'm going to be doing some theory crafting with Tri-brigade, and we're going to go through a bunch of thought processes. I'm going to go behind the theory of the deck, like what its main goals and purposes are, how we're going to get the deck building done. We're going to do the deck building live, and we're going to maybe, if at the end, show a combo or two explaining and showing like how the deck works. We're going to basically go through all the cards that are relevant and just a little couple side cards here and there. But yeah, anyways, I'd like to thank you guys all who have subscribed so far. I'm at 12 subscribers now as of recording this video, and I just really want to thank you guys so much for your support. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Since this is Tri-brigade and I've had videos before, I want to show you this card right here that will link you to my original deck profile, and I kind of want you guys to see how far off it gets from the original deck profile that I've had. And yeah, and before I start the video, if you want to like, subscribe, and comment what your ideas on the deck are, if you think I should change anything, please let me know down below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I've used people's ideas before. Anyways, let's get on to the video. Okay guys, so first up we're going to introduce the main deck monsters. So basically all the effect monsters of the archetype have the same similar effect. Banish one beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster from the from the graveyard, sorry. And basically cheat out a link monster equal to that number that you banished. And that's basically the main gimmick of the deck. Basically, once you use those effects, though, to special summon and cheat out things, you're locked into Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monsters as your materials only for that turn. It doesn't lock your extra deck, but it locks what you can use as material. So basically, let's get on for the regular main deck monsters. So first up is going to be Fractal. Fractal is basically your Foolish Burial for the deck. You pitch him and you pitch any other Winged Beast, Beast Warrior, you know what I mean, and basically get him into the graveyard. Kit is up next, and she basically is a Foolish Burial for Tri-brigade cards in general. When she hits the graveyard, she gets your traps, spells, monsters, anything. Nerval's up next. He searches when he hits the graveyard, so basically he gets you any other Tri-brigade name, namely Kit or Karis, or even Fractal. Other than himself. So that's a really good card. He's also a level 1, which is very useful with random extenders. And for our fourth Tri-brigade main deck monster, we have Karis. He is basically your special summon extender, and he interacts with the other ones in a nice little way. Okay, so there's 3 extra deck monsters at the time of recording this video. I know there is another one that's in the OCG, but I'm not going to mention her because I'm not going to use her. I'm a TCG player, so I'm going to use TCG cards. So Fairy G right here, basically it's an extra special summon of a Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast from your hand. And then when she's sent to the graveyard, she basically gets you one draw, and then you put a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So she's basically a fix your hand sort of card. She's nice because she's a link 2. Next up is Sheller. He's a link 3. He basically special summons from the graveyard during your opponent's turn. And when he hits the graveyard, he decreases the opponent's attack by a little bit. That's not a really relevant effect. And basically, when you use him, you're basically synergizing with Shureg, the link 4, to basically trigger off its effect. Shureg, as I just mentioned, is a link 4. Basically, he banishes 1 on summon it, or when you special summon a Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast. Are you starting to see a sort of pattern here? It's hard once per turn, so don't get that confused. But it's non-targeting removal, and it targets, and you can basically do any card on the field. So that's really good. And he also searches when he hits the graveyard. He's basically the best extra deck monster you could ask for a boss monster. But yeah, that concludes all the monsters. Okay, for our spell cards, we've got Airborne Assault, which is a quick special summon but it negates the effects of the monsters, so it's all right. And it's a slight extender and synergizes with Shuraig. Otherwise, it's not really very useful, other than to extend past if you need to. Tri-brigade Oath, which is next. It's basically Airborne Assault as a trap, but from the hand or graveyard. It's not really useful other than for its second effect, which is situational at best, and it's very highly conditional. So it's not really a great card, and most people opt out from playing this card. Rendezvous is the next card. It's an attack boost, and it's kind of a bad effect, but you have potential to OTK with it, so it's like no big deal, I guess. But otherwise, it's mainly used for its graveyard effect, which you send it off kit. You play one of it at most. Next up is our trap card Revolt. Basically, it's a free link summon during your opponent's turn for a Shuraig or one of the other two, but mostly Shuraig. And it's basically recursion for your graveyard resources. It's not searchable yet because we don't have the new link 2, but it's really good to blow out opponents and disrupt. Otherwise, it's not really used too much. The final card is Standoff. It's pretty bad since it's continuous and Ghost Ogre's a thing now in this format. And it locks the extra deck into Beast, Wing Beast, and Beast Warriors. So it's like very limited on what you can do with it. And it's only okay because Nerval and Kit exist. Half of the time it's useless, and I guess it's battle protection, but otherwise not really useful. Okay, so we have three outside engines that we can use. The first one is the Zodiac engine. So the Zodiac engine takes a minimum of 3 main deck slots and 4 extra deck slots. It's easy access to Zeus, but basically if you play the Simorg lock, you're locked out of your own special summoning mechanic, and you can't really build any bigger boards after. And basically you have to play blind second for the deck. So it's all right. The Lyrilusc engine, it's 5 to 9 main deck cards and 3 slots for the extra deck. It's easy access for Zeus, and it synergizes well with the Barrier Statue lock, which is really nice, and they're all level 1s. And you can play first or second pretty easily, so this is basically the go-to move. Another engine is the Blackwing / Raid Raptor engine. You can play both or either. It's very clunky in both the main and the extra deck to even really consider playing it efficiently. It's thankfully got easy access to Zeus and a bunch of other powerful synchros, but otherwise it's got almost no synergy. Okay, some overall weaknesses of the deck. It loses to a couple hand traps, especially things like Imperm, Ash, Veiler, Lancia especially. And basic monster negation. If you can't get your cheated out link monsters, you lose. Board wipes. Dark Ruler no more and droplets. If you can't set up the Oath lock, well, not lock, but board, you basically lose. Same with Evenly and Lightning Storm. If you don't set up, you can lose pretty easily. Floodgates. If you go second and your opponent plays Rivalry of Warlords or even Summon Limit, or even other board locks, you lose there too. This deck thrives on special summoning and comboing off. If you can't do that, you lose. Winda is a perfect example of that. And for its limited effects, most of these are hard ones per turns, so it's not really nice in some sense. Some benefits this deck has, thankfully, is that it can play through a lot of hand traps. If they have multiple hand traps, it's harder, but if they have only like a Nibiru, this deck can play through it with most of its combos. It's pretty solid with recovery plays, and most of the combos are 1 to 2 card combos to get full combo. The Simorg statue lock is basically just an auto win against most decks too. Like D-Link loses, Lich auto loses if they can't break that. Just a lot of decks auto lose to it. So that's the basic reason why you'd play this deck. And yeah, but yeah, let's go on to the deck building and theory crafting. Okay, so onto the video, the theory craft building. So basically, we're going to start from scratch. We're not going to even mess with the side deck yet, well, at all in this video. That's because side decks are very opinionated, and honestly, you can pretty much guess based on other decks with that. So first up, I think I'm going to go with the Tri-brigade cards. this was actually the card I was talking about that searches the spells and traps. Otherwise, it's basically like nothing we would need to worry about. I forgot to mention that there is a Dogmatica engine that we can play because we have things like the Brigand Brigand the Glory Dragon, which can search at the end phase, which is a nice like little thing if you want to play it, but I don't think I'm going to mess with the part of the Tri-brigade engine. So Fractal is an auto 3 of, and so is Nerval. I think I'm going to go with the Tri-brigade Lyrilusc build, just for ease of access, and it's a really good deck. I think it has a lot of synergy. So these two are guaranteed 3 ofs. We're going to just stick 3 of all the Tri-brigades. I'm going to possibly cut down on Kit and Karis, depending on what we do. I think I'm going to play 1 Rendezvous, and that's it for now. I'm going to put the Airborne Assaults in the side deck just to come back to later, because I might want to play with those. So Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat, I think, is an auto 3 of. Basically, this is our only normal summon that we play in the deck. Well, normal summon. We play a million normal summons, but this is our only good normal summon, and I think this is worth playing multiples of, more than 2. So basically, if people don't know what Rescue Cat does from Beast Down or whatever back in the day, this you can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck, but their effects are negated, and destroy them during the end phase, and it's a hard once per turn now. This is definitely errata, but basically the theory behind this is you summon Rescue Cat, you activate its effect, you summon Kit and Karis, and then you go into... Ooh, I forgot the Tri-brigade link. Then you go into Farigite, and basically continue from there. You had used your normal summon, and you also get the Kit effect at the time it hits the graveyard, which then sends our Rendezvous. Rendezvous we're going to be using for a protection. So if it's if a linked one would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish this instead. It's just a nice little soft protection. So with Rescue Cat, I think I'm going to put Karis to 2 and Kit to 2, just for sake of space, honestly. Farigite, I'm going to put 2 of because she's very easy to go into, and I think I'm going to put 2 Shuraig and 1 Sheller for now. So 2, 1, 2. This Sheller is kind of bad, so I don't really want him much. So I'm just going to keep him at that. Lyrilusc engine. Okay, so we have 3 main Lyrilusc cards in our main deck. This one's a free special summon if I have nothing. It's like Cyber Dragon almost in a way. Basically, she's a 3 of, guaranteed. She's a free special summon, and she is full combo with Fractal. So Fractal plus Warbler is full combo. So I'm going to play a super condensed build in a way. So Sapphire Swallow, if I control another winged beast on the field, I can special summon this and another one winged beast from hand. And it's got an effect if it's used as an XD material. But I think she's only a 1 of at most. Cobalt Sparrow. I'm going to play 2 of her. I know in the past I've played only 1, but Cobalt Sparrow is really good. It's a hard once per turn, but you can search any level 1 winged beast type monster from my deck to hand, which extends the combo further and can be used off of the Simorg effect to special summon. So we're going to do that. I think we're going to go Assemble Nightingale, Recital Starling at 1-ofs, and we're going to search Zeus because board breaks. So now we have an option. We can play Downard Magician as an option for our extra card. Or we can avoid playing her altogether by assuming that we can get a 3rd material by this thing's summon. So Sapphire Swallow's effect, actually, if it's XZ summoned, you can target 1 Lyrilusc monster in your grave and attach it as an XZ material when this is used as a material. I don't think that's going to come up often, especially with a condensed engine. So I think I'm going to play Downward Magician for now. I don't know if I'll keep that though. Basically, it just gets us 4 material Zeus when we want it, and that's really good. 2 blow-ups is really nice, and most decks can't handle that, and it's a blowout. Which is why this deck can go first or second very easily. Okay, so we have Foolish Burial. So basically, Foolish Burial acts very similarly to Fractal. Foolish Burial plus Warbler is still full combo. So I think it's foolish, haha, to not play this card at all. Honestly, oh, I almost forgot the most important part of the deck. So, Wind, Statue of the Storm, Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, and we have the option to play Apex Avian. Now, the thing about Apex Avian is playing both of these is a brick in itself, but it's not that bad. If I drew both of them, I can play around it. The thing I am worried about here so far is honestly bricking. We'll do a couple test hands right away, just once we finish this build, but it's also a concern. Monster Reborn is really nice in this deck, because if I did hard summon a Link monster, I can do that. And I can also recover a Tri-brigade, or even a Cobalt Sparrow from my graveyard, or even Apex Avian if I really needed to, or the opponent's monster. There's just a lot of options with that, and it would be foolish to not play one. Called by the Grave, because we hate hand traps, and why don't we play Saki cards if we can? Because I can't think of much more main deck things right now, I'm going to go into some hand traps, because hand traps are very good. So Ash Blossom, one of the best hand traps of the format, well, ever printed ever, actually. It's just an amazing card. So playing 3 would make sense. I think I'm going to play a total of 9 hand traps, and excluding Called by the Grave, which I count as a hand trap as well. So Nibiru is another blowout card that's good in this format. Personally, I love it. I think I'm going to play 3 of this. And we're going to play 2 Phantasme. The reason for this is Dragon Link and, what was it? The other meta deck. Well, we'll just stick with Dragon Link, because that's the best deck of the format right now. The reason for this is your opponent Link summons a lot. Links are a really big part of this format. This is a free body. It can fix your hands, because you can have some really awkward hands in this deck, and then you can shuffle, and then you can negate a card if you need to, which will also actually trigger Nerval and Kit if you discard them. So this is just really good synergy. You don't always have Turquoise Warbler either, so you know. Okay, now we want one other hand trap, and it's not amazing right now, but it's searchable. And in this deck, searchability is nice. So we're going to add 1 DD Crow. DD Crow isn't amazing in this format because spot removal isn't great. But the nice saving grace about this is that, theoretically, Recital Starling can search it for you, and it's perfectly fine. So we're going to add a DD Crow. So Phantasme, the only thing it really does that's bad is Turquoise Warbler is now dead if you have both of these in hand, and you're able to summon Phantasme. Not the end of the world, but it's something to consider. So moving on, we're going to want to have some draw power in this deck. Oh, I almost forgot an important card. Tenki. Fire Formation Tenki is amazing and should be played at 3 automatically. It searches Fractal, so basically Tenki plus Warbler is full combo as well. I will go over a combo or 2 after this build is done. So I'm not sure what I want for the last card in the extra deck, the main deck, but we will just move on to the extra deck for now, because we have options with that. So moving on to that, we want Harpy. Ooh, Feather Duster is really good in the side deck, actually. We 100% want to play that. So we want Harpy Conductor. Harpy Conductor, basically what she does is if another Harpy would be destroyed, you can destroy a spell or trap instead. So if you have Tenki and she would be destroyed by something, you can basically protect her with Tenki, which is really nice and occasionally amazing. So we're just going to use her because she's Wind, 1900 beat stick, and it lets us go into Simorg if we don't have a winged beast on the field, which is really hard to do in general, not have a winged beast, but it can happen. So we want to be careful with that. We're going to do that. So we are playing one Simorg because Simorg is your win condition, but it can't be used as link material, so it's kind of problematic. I think I'm going to play Access Code. Access Code is a really good OTK card. This is super easy to summon too, especially if we do something like IP Masquerena and Appaloosa. So basically, Appaloosa gets us instantly into what we need to protect us from Nibiru. There's a full combo where we go into Appaloosa and then protect ourselves from Nibiru for the rest of the turn by our fifth, I think on our sixth summon, and even if they do Nibiru us before we get the Appaloosa, they still lose to full combo. Like, that's how resilient this deck can be. And our last slot, I think we will dedicate that last slot to Nightmare Unicorn. So the reason behind this is Unicorn triggers off these two, and that's really good. Also, Unicorn going to Access Code is basically GG, and especially during your opponent's turn, we can just make so much damage on them. So I think that would be the good move here. I think I'm going to cut Downward, actually, for Ancient Warrior's Oath, Double Dragon Lords. Double Dragon Lords is an amazing card if you can get it out. It's basically you send one of your cards to the graveyard from the hand or field. So if you have a dead card in hand, you can send it off of him, and you can target a face-up card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. This is very useful for when we have things like Magical Meltdown activating. Chain this, since it's a quick effect, you can use it, bounce it, and it doesn't resolve. If you're lucky, they won't have anything to follow up with that. So he's just very useful, and I think it would be a waste to not play him. For the last three main deck slots, I think we are going to can consider is using this Gust the Backblast. Basically, he acts similar to Warbler in a sense, but it's not that good, and I don't suggest playing it. It's honestly a brick. Since I can't find anything else, we can just play the 3 Airborne Assault and call that a day. Yeah, we'll call that a day. Okay, so we're going to save that, and now that we're done with the deck building, we're going to move on to we're going to try testing a hand. So we'll stay tuned with that, okay? So here we are. We're going to open a starting hand, and as you can see, this is a really garbage hand. So actually going second, this isn't horrible, because if we go second, we'll have another card in hand. So, and we're going to assume we can summon Phantasme and it's not completely dead, but otherwise it's a pretty bad hand. So we're just going to reset the deck, see if we can draw something better. What is with me and drawing one-ofs? I'd like you guys just to understand that I am a very unlucky player. I somehow drew 3 one-ofs that I play, and this is very bad. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that we went second. They summoned a Link Monster. We're going to special summon that, and he's going to draw us 2, and we're going to add 1 back to the hand. We're going to shuffle 1 back into the deck, right? Okay, we're going to shuffle that. Cool. We're going to pretend that happened. Okay, my turn. Cool. We have full combo, technically. Warbler interferes, but we have Sapphire Swallow to continue our plays. So we're going to do Tenki. We're going to go into him because he's our only search. We're going to declare Fractal, send him to the graveyard, and find that we can send our Cobalt Sparrow, which we will special summon off of Turquoise Warbler. So far, we are in a weird spot, but we can normal summon Kit, declare her effect, and then banish these two, and special summon Farashit. So Farashit's going to activate special summoning Warbler. It doesn't require you to special it to a zone you points to, so it's okay. Warbler is going to special summon the Sapphire Swallow. We're going to overlay, because overlaying is nice and we can basically go to Zeus for game here and blow up our board. Kit can, even if we don't, we can just win here by link 4 into any spot removal. Okay, third hand's the charm, apparently. So basically what we can do is we can activate Tenki, search for full combo right here. Actually, we have full combo in this hand. Actually, we have full combo plus extenders. That's a really good hand. So we're going to send Fractal. Fractal's effect is going to send Cobalt Sparrow. And we're going to special summon Warbler. Warbler's going to special summon our Cobalt from grave. Cobalt's going to activate, and we're going to search for a Tri-brigade card. So we're going to search for Nerval, because Nerval is the next best thing if we didn't have anything else in our hand. Then we're going to overlay these two to summon this, and we're going to use its effect to detach and search for the Sapphire Swallow. Basically, we've got full combo here. We summon with the Sapphire and Nerval. Nerval is going to banish 2, which are 2 cards that don't matter anyways. And right at this moment that we summon Farashit, this is where they can Nibiru us last. Well, we can extend, special summon Fractal or whatever, and then we can go to grave for all 3 of those and summon Appaloosa. This is nice because now they can't Nibiru us, and even their hand traps, if they had any, would be dead on the most part. Nerval is going to activate, and we're going to chain 2 with Farashit. So we want to chain block the Nerval because Nerval is going to be our search. Farashit is any random card. So we're going to draw. That's a Nibiru, and that's really nice. And we're going to put that on the bottom of our deck. We're going to use Nerval's effect to search for Kit anyways, technically, usually. The only thing is, it didn't matter because we had Kit in hand, but now we also have a Nibiru in our hand as well. We're going to... Have we normal summoned yet? No, we have not. We haven't even normal summoned yet. We have triple material Appaloosa. That's how busted this deck can be. So we're going to use his effect to special summon in defense by sending the Kit to graveyard. The Kit is going to send off her effect the Rendezvous, which is really nice protection. So from here, we have 5 materials in grave to cheat off things. So we're going to declare his effect, banish 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fun. We summon the Simorg. Simorg is going to be there for protection. At this point, we can do a couple things that are fun. We can declare Karis effect to banish these 2. And now we can summon Ancient Warriors Double Dragon Lords, which is now a pop. Also, we have Nibiru in hand, which, in the case that they somehow break this board, they're going to have to run through a Nibiru as well, which is absolutely insane and difficult to get over already. I'm already realizing with this deck that it struggles with things like we don't have Link Haribo, which is a problem. So actually that's going to make us change a little small option here. But basically we can go into IP or whatever. I accidentally sent something to grave, which didn't need to go to grave. But anyways, we summon IP, and during their turn we can pop one from their field. We can pop one with Nightmare Unicorn. We can even Nibiru them, have 3 negates. End phase we're going to declare, and we're going to just lock their board up completely. Anyways, that's it for the combo. So now we're going to actually go back to our deck build, and we're going to add Link Karibo. Link Karibo, because we play way more level 1s than we do normal summons that are less than 1,000 attack. So actually, we are going to cut on... What do we want to cut? I think we are going to cut Nightmare Unicorn, because Unicorn doesn't do as much. IP can still link into other things like Appaloosa, like Sheller, like Shureg. Link Karibo is actually just added protection for the Stormwinds, which is much needed. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you did like the video, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell me how you think I did with this. Do you have any other questions with the deck? If you need to look at any other combos for the video, I will have a link up here to my combo video for this deck. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say one last thing. If you want to check out one of my more popular videos, that would be the video on the left. And if you want to check out one of my more recent videos, that video will be on the right. I will see you guys soon. Peace.